So today we'll talk about print statement, how print works.
So one thing, so
Yeah.
actually I installed 3.10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm not able to switch from 3.9 to 3.10.
Correct. So you have to tell PyCharm which version you want to use. Okay. So if you go to this file, okay, and then when you go to settings, okay,
Mhm.
file settings will come up. Okay, so you see this Python interpreter project name Python interpreter. So you go to interpreter and from drop down you will have all the versions that you have installed. Okay, so from here you can actually select 3.10 if you want to. Okay, you want to do it now and see if it's working.
Yes, sir. Let me
Yeah.
try. Okay, so let's go ahead.
Okay.
Uh, Laptop is taking time. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so so yesterday we saw how to evaluate, okay, when we write print, right? So we said 5 plus 3, right?
We'll give
And
the same.
yes, and print 5 plus 3, right?
We'll
So
evaluate.
first one, yes, so first one would give it same because we are giving it as a string, right? So when I run this, the first one would be printed as it is, but second one will be evaluated. So what we discussed was each of these are called parameters, and we can separate the parameters by using comma, right? So here I said 5 plus 3, comma, and I can give 5 plus 3. Okay, so that we have some different something in divider between text and the value. You could run it like this. So you see,
Oh,
so we have used two variables together. Okay, one is the text, and then other one is the value, right? So 5 plus 3 colon, so as it is, and 3. Okay. In other languages, you see there is semicolon with so so semicolon indicates end of a line, isn't it? So here, if you want, in Python, semicolon is not mandatory. It is there. Okay, not that it's not there. It is there, but it is not made mandatory. So you can even give semicolon here. Okay, it's not going to throw. So Python does have semicolon to indicate end of line, but it's not made mandatory. It's not made mandatory because Python says that I'm intelligent enough to know if you hit enter, you want to write in next line. If you hit enter, you anyway going to next line. So why should I need semicolon? But let's say if you want to add these two statements together in same line for some reason. Generally, I don't see there is any reason, but let's say for some reason you want to do it, then you can very well run this, and there is no difference in output. Okay, and the semicolon in this case is required because without semicolon you won't be able to differentiate between first print and second print, right? So only in such cases you would need to give semicolon, otherwise it is not at all required. Okay, so this is about semicolon. This is about the the variables that we add. Okay, and okay, so let's. So yesterday we had started discussion about data types, right? So let's do some little bit of data type and then we come back to print. Okay, now, there's a lot of things to do in print. Okay, so when I say a equal to 5, and when I say a equal to 5.0, or when I say a equal to okay, if I print, of course they mean the same, but the data type would change. How do you need so how do we get the data type? We have a function called type. Okay, So let's first print the value A. So I'll say print A, and then I'll print the data type of A. So I'll say print type of A. So type is a function just like print. Type is another inbuilt function which gives the data type. Okay. So when you are using two functions, okay, or probably more than two functions, okay, the innermost function is executed. So I have innermost function as type, then outer as print. Okay. So when you run it, first the type will be executed. The type of A is going to give us the data type of A, which is integer. Okay, we'll see that. And then that will be printed on the screen. Okay. And let's do it for all the other three. Okay. So first one is integer. Okay. And everything in Python is treated as class and object. Because even the basic data type like int is a class int. Okay. Just it doesn't say int. It doesn't say int. It says class int. Okay. Similarly, you have float. 5.0 is float, and quotation will make this as str. Str stands for string. Okay. Apart from that, we have two other data type. Okay. I'm going to print it here, and this is called Boolean. Boolean will accept either true or false, just two values, either true or false. Okay. What I've done here is called comment, hash. Hash is comment. Now, when you want to write some notes, see, while we are doing programming, okay, many times what happens after a few weeks, you might forget what you have done. Okay, or let's say if you're reading somebody else's program, you want to know what kind of logic the other person has put it. So these comments are, okay, we'll also say talking to humans. Okay, so comments are notes that you write for other human beings. Okay, so when Python executes and Python sees a hash sign, anything that you write after hash is ignored. Anything that you write after hash is totally ignored. Python is not going to read, and that's not for Python. It's only for us human beings. Okay. So here I can write whatever I want to. So binary, okay, values are your 1 and zeros or true, false. Okay. So T capital RUE small and F capital ALSE small indicates Boolean values. Okay. Now here you see, though I have written text, but I didn't give in quotation because Python knows that if it is T capital and RUE small, it is of type bool. Okay. So in this case, you will not have to give in quotation. Okay. So when I run it, it knows that it is Boolean, right? And if
So
I
may I know the difference between the first A value and the last A value?
no, I'm coming to the last stage. I'm still at second last stage. Okay. So this true, okay, is without quotation. So it is not a text because this spelling and T capital RU is small tells Python that it is a Boolean value, right? And that's why we got output as Boolean here. Okay. Here we are not worried about the quotation. Okay. Now, if I put quotation here, okay, and when I run it, so it becomes a string, right? And of course, we don't want the string, correct? Okay. So okay, so this is called Boolean values. Okay, and it is used to check, and we'll be using a lot. Okay, so we don't have to discuss about it now. We will be spending more than a day. In fact, the complete if else and for loop is based on Boolean values. Okay. Last one, I was trying to write complex value. Okay, I just copied, but I did not change it. Okay, because I want to write a complex. What is complex? Complex is your imaginary value or square root of -1.
I.
So when I say a equal to 5j, right? So I in mathematics and physics.
J.
In Python, we represent as J. Okay.
Okay.
In Python, we represent it as J. So when I run it, you see complex. Okay. Now if I say A into A, what is A into A? A square, right? What will
A
be 5?
into A.
Yeah. So A into A is 5J into 5J. So what is 5J into 5J?
25J square or
Correct. 25J
J?
square. But what is J square?
Uh, Root of 1
Yes.
minus 1.
Square root of -1 whole square.
Whole square. Okay.
Yes. So what is total value?
Uh,
Minus
25.
25.
Okay, minus 25.
25 into
I'm
minus 1.
writing. Yeah, wait. I'm writing a value of
Okay. You don't have to write. That's what I'm saying. Because all these things you have in the notes, okay? So don't worry about it.
5. Okay, fine.
So here you see 25. Okay, so 25 is integer, and what is the imaginary part? 0. Okay, so when you square a complex number, you'll get a complex number itself. So even though 5J square becomes an integer value, to indicate that it's complex, we added plus 2J. So Python will add plus 2J plus 0J to indicate that it's a complex value. Okay.
So can you repeat the why OJ like 0J coming? Repeat one. Yeah.
So see, the value itself is a complex value, isn't it?
Hmm.
Right? So if you perform any mathematical operation on a complex value, you'll get a complex value itself. For example,
Oh,
5.3 plus 4.7 will be what?
5.3 plus
4.7.
4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, and 8. What is it? 4.3 and 5.7? No, 9, 10 point something.
What is something? It's not that difficult.
Uh,
5.3 plus 4.7.
5, 10 only.
Right? So since we are adding two float number, okay, decimal values, you'll get a decimal. So it is not 10, but it is 10.0. Okay, to indicate.
That's what 10
Yeah,
point 0.
yeah. So you cannot change the data type. Okay, so here the data type of A is complex. So you cannot change the complex. Okay, so if we had just written -25, it would have become integer, isn't it? So -25 is integer, but 0.0G. So example, if I
Oh,
change it to
okay, the point value comes
-20.
as
Yeah. So I say A equal to -25, and when I run it, you see, -25 is what? Integer, right? But we have a complex
yeah.
number. So to indicate it's a complex number, what we do is we add plus 0J. Okay. So A equal to -25 plus 0J. Okay. So it is a complex type. Okay. So you get a complex value, right? When -25 would have become integer. Okay. So complex for our purpose, it is not required. So we will not be doing. This is the last to tell you that it is there and you can do it. Okay. But other four we will be using a lot. Okay. Now let's say I have to print something like this. Okay. So let's say cost price is 40. Items that you sell is 6. So total selling price would be CP into items, isn't it? Okay. So now I want to print it on the screen. So how will I do? I will say print cost price is, okay. So cost price is comma CP. Okay. So cost price as it is, CP will be replaced with a value. Then I want to say cost price is this and total items is items, comma, cost price is CP and the total items is items. So total selling price
Right.
is SP, right? We have calculated SP here. SP is CP into items, so we don't have to do it. Okay. So this is
Okay.
how you can combine variables and the constant or the text together, right? Text comma variable, comma text comma variable, comma text comma variable. Okay.
Okay.
So I want to print the text first, cost price. See, cost price won't change, right? But let's say if I put 40 inside, okay, if I put 40 here, okay,
It will dull. Okay. Now.
right. But let's say in case I change the value to 50, I realize there's a mistake and I change to 50. Okay, so your items anyway will remain 6, but SP will be 300, which is wrong, right? 40 is not right. It has to be.
Yeah.
So when we put variable, it will change along with variable, isn't it?
Okay.
When you put variable, it is going to change along with the variable,
Okay.
right? So that's why we should be using variable name than just trying to give a fixed value in the quotation, right?
Okay.
Now tomorrow, if selling price, see, and when you design this calculator kind of application, it should change for each customer, isn't it? So if one
Yeah.
customer takes 5 items, you won't be this program won't be usable, correct?
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we get this print statement. Okay, now let's say okay, so this is good, but problem here is this can be so confusing, isn't it? Text comma, then again comma, right? So there is an option called as there is another way to do same thing using option called as format.
Okay.
Format is a text function, okay, string function, okay, and we will use this format. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say print, okay, I'm going to put this content here, okay, and all these values, right, which I want to replace with a variable name, I'll put curly bracket, okay, flower bracket, flower bracket, flower bracket. Did you get this? So first thing is you put the entire. So here we won't be needing commas. Okay, we will not have to put values as a comma. Okay,
Okay.
we just have to put
Star bracket.
right. Okay, so so if I run it, okay, this is pretty as it is. But I want to replace this curly bracket with some variable. So I'll say dot format. Okay, dot format. The moment you say dot FO, see format has come. The format. And format will take the variables that we need to replace. So first variable we need to replace is CP, second is items, and third is SP,
Okay.
right? So when you say dot format looks for curly bracket combination, and each curly bracket will be replaced with the variable that we pass to format. Okay, first point. Second point, the order in which we replace the curly bracket is the same in which we give the variable name. Left to right mapping will happen. So on the left we have first curly bracket. So what is the leftmost variable? CP is the leftmost variable, isn't it?
Yeah.
The first bracket will be replaced with CP. Second bracket will be replaced with items. And the last bracket will be replaced with last value. Okay. So now when you run it, you get the same output. Correct? It's same output. Okay, one. And second thing is that the the order is in the same order. Okay. So first thing is order. In Python, counting starts from 0. Okay, so first member, the index is 0, right? In Java, also I think it starts with 0.
Same only.
Same, yes. Okay, so this is 0th member, or first member will have a position number 0. Second member will have position number 1. Third member will have position number 2. Correct? Okay. Now, this is definitely better than the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, so this is definitely better than this one, isn't it? Because here you don't see, if you have just one or two variables to add, it is probably fine. But let's say you have 3, 4, 5, 6, it can be complex, right? Then you have to keep track of, okay, here I have to put comma here. Okay, so this format is better, right? Now, one thing that you have to keep in mind in this format is the name that you give, okay, has to be in the
Same.
Correct. Okay, it has to be same. Okay, so this is one thing. Now let's say okay. Now, oh, sorry. Okay. Now let's say for some reason you want to repeat same value multiple times.
Yeah, vanilla.
For some reason, I want to use CP, 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 all the three places, right? So I have to say CP, comma, CP. I'll have to repeat it, isn't it? I have to repeat it so that I get CP at all these places. Okay. Okay. So which is, can be annoying. So instead, what we do is, okay, format also has other option, okay, which says that you can give the position number instead of just the values. Okay, see here. Okay, so string, the format is a string function, so we have to pass like a string. Okay, and and for every curly bracket, we need to add the variable, right? For every curly bracket, we need to add corresponding variable. Okay, so another thing that we discussed was that the counting in Python starts from 0, 1, and it's from left to right. Okay, so probably left to right is everywhere we do left to right counting itself. So when you talk about format and we are passing 3 parameters in, format is a function, right? Just like print function, format here we are giving value using comma, right? You're giving values using comma, and the uh, the uh, the the index, okay, we call it as index, looking for the word index. Okay, so the index of CP here, the first variable is 0, okay, and the second variable is 1, and third, okay, SP is 2, right? So here the index of first curly bracket is 0, 1, and 2. So when you are giving default values, when you are giving 0, 1, 2, right, we don't have to, okay, give any values here. Okay, it's just pair of curly bracket is good enough. Okay, but if you do not want to follow the standard left to right practice, when you do not want to follow standard left to right practice, that's when what we can do is we can give a number. For example, here if you see, we give CP, 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 right? So this first CP will go here, second CP will go here, third CP will go here.
The same. 50, 50, 50.
Correct, 50, 50, 50. So I was saying that, see, instead of having all three same variables, I can delete and I can give one. Okay,
Okay.
because this doesn't make sense to give three variables of same name, right? Instead, what we'll do is we will remove and give only one name. Okay, but the problem here is if you give one, then
It will take for first one.
correct. So first one will take it, and second one and third one is still searching for its partner, right? So
Will
it's
it print null?
sorry, you were saying something.
I said like will it print null for the other two? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Will it print null for the other two?
No. So that's what. So I'll run it and see. So it's
Okay.
saying replacement index one out of range for positional argument tuple, right? So tuple will see what it is later, but here it is not able to find the corresponding value. So here what we have to say is, okay, that cost price here you take 0. Okay, here also I'm going to say that take 0. So I'll say total items is also 0 and selling price is also 0. Okay, so within the curly bracket, you can define the index. Okay, now it knows that, okay, I need to print element 0. Okay, now another statement here that we have, same statement I can take it, and let's say CP. So instead of CP, let's say I write SP here. Okay, I write SP here and I delete this one. Now again, if I run it now, you see the cost price is 300, which is wrong, right? Here SP is, I mean, instead of SP, CP should come. So where this, where this in order and the index doesn't match. Okay, order and index is matching, so no problem. But where it is not matching, line number 7 also it was the case, and line number 8 also it was the case. Order and the index doesn't match. So here we will enter. Okay, so cost price is CP, which is position.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, I did not get this. Can you repeat it once more?
No. So what I'm saying is, if I run it, the SP will come in first position, isn't it?
Yeah.
SP will
CP
come.
into item. Okay.
CP will come second position, right? So where this and this is not the order which we want, correct? We don't want this order. We want CP to come first,
56.
correct?
Okay.
We want CP to be replaced here. Okay, if it was SP CP items, then not a problem. But here we want CP to be replaced. So I'm going to give the index of CP, which is 1. Okay, and items is 2, and selling price is 0.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Now it will take.
Right? So now it will work fine. Okay, I'm just changing the position and index. Okay, it's not default, but it's okay. Now Python says that we can make even more simpler. Okay, so Python says we can make even more simpler. So instead of using dot format, we can use what is called an F
Sir,
string.
here SP is 0, right?
Yes. So SP I'm writing here.
Okay. Sir, but we take from left to right, right?
Correct. So SP is 0, isn't it? Position of SP is 0. But I want 0 to be here, not at the first position, second position. Okay, this is the index. Index is for the function.
Sir, but CP should be 0, right? CP should be 0. Then item 1 and SP2.
No, I didn't.
If we take from left to right.
So what is the index value of CP?
0.
CP.
That's what. That is the leftmost. Like CP is in the leftmost, right?
CP is in middle here, right? I have highlighted it for you.
Okay, from there we are taking. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Okay, that's in middle. It will take one. Okay, fine, I understood. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All good?
Yeah.
Okay. Right? So this is how we are able to, okay, match the elements. Okay. Now, Python says that I can make even more simpler. Let's try to make even more simpler. So
Okay.
here, okay, we have something called as f string. Okay.
So what?
F string. STRI. Okay. Or format
F
string.
string.
Okay. It's a short form notation for format. So what its pattern says is, okay, if anyway I have to do format, what I'll do is I will write F here. Okay. So here we have not been writing any letter before. We will be seeing F today, and after a few classes we'll see
Sir,
the R.
you are not audible.
Okay, my internet is going slow. 1 second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Shivam?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You're audible.
Great. Let me share my screen. Okay. So it's called format string f string. We put f here. Okay. Now we will be seeing. See, we have not been putting anything before quotation. Okay. We will be learning two things. One, format, where we put f before this quotation, and second, we will be putting r before this quotation. Okay. So we'll learn about f and r. Okay. So r maybe after a few classes, but now we are talking about f. F is for format string. Okay. So you put f here, and then here instead of number, okay, you directly enter the variable. Directly enter the variable. Variable is here what? CP, right? Here,
I think.
okay. So when you write f, we don't write the number. We write the variable directly. Okay, item and sp. Okay, and you don't have to give format. Completely get rid of format.
But this is same as that the first one. The print.
Of course, it is all same. Okay, the way you write is different. Okay, this is even more simpler than your second option, format option.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You are not writing format, isn't it? So this is even more simpler than writing format. Correct? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So this is how you can avoid writing format, and even format needed to give comma and things like that, right? So you can totally avoid that. Okay, so this is about print. Okay, we have not done yet. Now let's say that you want to do some kind of formatting. Okay, so probably integer you don't have to do any formatting, but let's say you had uh, you had a float, let's say. Okay, So what I'll do is I will change the cost price, okay, to let's say 50 50.1 or 2. Okay. So when I change it to 50.2, you get, now see here, the selling price is 301.200000, right? Now let's say you want to control the number of decimal places. Okay. So this is for SP, isn't it? So we put colon. Okay. So see, there is a default colon which we don't see in all of these variables, whether you talk about line number 10 or line number 8 or 7. Okay, if you do not give anything colon, that means you don't want to do formatting. Okay, but if you want to do formatting, you put the colon after the variable name. Okay, and here we will say 0.2f. Now point means I'm saying that after decimal point I want 2 places. After decimal value I want 2 places, so 0.2. F stands for float. Okay, so I'm saying this is a float, convert it into float. Even if it was we'll see that we'll do for items also. So I'm saying convert this value into float and give me only 2 decimal places after give me only 2 decimal places. Okay, so you got only 2 decimal places. If you say 1, you get 1 decimal place. Okay, 301.2. So this is how you would format a float. Okay, I want to convert items in integers, so you got 6, but let's say I want to convert item also into float for some reason. So I'll say colon, okay, dot colon 0.1f. You can convert integer also into float. Okay, so this is how you can manage the number of decimal places appearing in a float value. Okay, now okay, so here also you can do it. Okay, in this kind of, okay, so here let's say line number 5, okay, I want to format this. So here we don't need to give variable, right? So we just give colon 0.2f. Okay, 0.2f colon, because we don't have to give variable, so we do not give variable. But this happens after the decimal places. So you give, decimal places. Okay, now
So why do you know, like without F also it's working?
no, it's not work. I'll show you. Okay, of course it will work. But see what it did. It converted into
Okay,
the scientific notation.
complex.
No, not
Okay.
complex. This is not the scientific notation. 10 to the
Okay.
power 2. Okay. So
Okay.
right now, if I want it to convert into float, so I'll say f.
Hmm.
Okay. So see, 301.20. Okay.
Hmm.
You can do it here as well. Okay. Colon 0.2f. Okay. So this is how you can manage the number of decimal places in a float value. Okay. Now we could handle how do we format a text? Let's see that. Okay. So in text formatting, we'll talk about what is called left padding, right padding, and center alignment. Alignment you call it, or sometimes we call them padding as well. Okay. So let's say you want to print. Okay. So generally when you see this checkbooks, right, in checkbook you have the place for entering the amount, right, numerical amount, right. So now there will be 8 boxes, right, or sometimes you will have form where you have to enter your name, right. So form will have 20 boxes. Doesn't mean that all names are 20, isn't it? So what do we do if our name is only 6 digit, okay, and we have 10 boxes? So where do we start putting? We'll start putting from right or from the left?
On the left.
Yes, if it is name, yes, from the left. Now, if you have to put amount in a checkbook, let's say you want to withdraw 1,000 rupees, but of course it will have 6 or 8. In there, you will be putting in the right. So numbers generally we do right alignment, and names we do left alignment. Now, let's say you have name and then you have address box, let's say below your name. So, do you start putting it in the same line? No, right? Even if it is 20 and your name is only 6, you write 6 and come back and you start filling the address in the address blocks, isn't it? So, for that purpose, we have something called as alignment, okay, in text. So, I'm just thinking of the text which I wanted to display, okay. Let's have this, okay. So, let's say name equal to say Dhoni, okay. Country say equal to India. Okay, so quotation, single, double, both are allowed in string. Okay, you can use either single or double. And when we talk about string, we'll dedicate one full session on string. We'll see that even triple quote is also allowed there, right? So name, country, let's say position equal to wicket keeper. Okay. Now I'll say print f string okay, so
Captain's name
yeah,
is flower brackets.
captain of country, okay, is not captain. I would say the player, name of the player, name of the player is name and plays for me. And is a position, let's say. Okay, so if I run it here, so you say name of the player is Dhoni, plays for India, and is a wicket keeper. Okay, now I will write for another player. Okay, so I will add some name. Let's say okay. 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 So now let's see. Okay. So see here name of player is Dhoni, and of course because these second sentence has bigger names, it has gone beyond the first sentence. But let's say I want to put name of the player is okay as it is okay, but plays I want to keep plays under plays. Okay, the plays and plays should be same, right? So in that case, what I need to do is I need to give the number of blocks that you give, right? So for text, when you give colon, okay, so if it is a float, you will say dot, right? And F. Here it's a text, so I'm going to say colon and I'm going to say 15. That means I'm assigning 15 blocks for name. Okay. For country, let's say I put colon 10. Okay, and for position, let's say I put colon 10 or maybe 15, let's say. So I have assigned 15 colon blocks for name, 10 for country, and 15 for this. Okay, the same thing I have to do here. I will say for name I'm keeping aside 15 boxes, colon 15, colon 10, and colon 15, right? Okay. Now you have put it, but we have to tell Python that whether the content that we have to put in should be left aligned or right aligned or center aligned. Okay. If you want to make it left aligned, that means we start writing from the left and the extra spaces would be left blank on the right. Okay. So what we do is we use this less than sign before the number, colon less than. Okay. Colon less than. Less than means you are indicating that go towards left, right? So you're indicating go towards left. That means it is going to be left aligned. Okay. Now I want country to be centrally aligned. Central aligned. So you give upward direction. Shift 6. You see that caret sign 6 that has the upward arrow. Center means go up. Okay. So shift 6. Here 2 you give shift 6. Okay, that means central line. I want it to be central line. So number of blank spaces that will be left blank on the other side will be equal. Let's say if I give 10 and the text is, let's say, only 7. So one side it will be 1, left side it will be 1, and right side it will be 2.
So I did not get this part like this.
I'm going to show you the output, then you will see. Okay. So I want to be centrally aligned. Now position, I want to move it to the right. Okay, so I will say go towards right. Okay, now let's run it and see. Okay, tell me, did you understand or not?
Okay.
So see, 15 I said, so 15 spaces was left blank for name boxes. And I said left side means left alignment. So Dhoni is on the left and the blank spaces is on the right. Okay, for this name, this is exact 15. I didn't count, but it is exact 15. So it got fit here. So let's say I will make it as, say, 20. Let's okay, I'll put here also 20. You see, Dhoni is only 5-letter word, right? So 15 spaces is left blank on the right. This name is 15-letter word. So 5 spaces is left blank on the right. So I'm saying left alignment, get towards left, align towards left. Okay, so it got aligned towards left. Did you get this?
Yeah, I got this. The second part I not.
Second part I'm saying is center alignment. So the blank spaces will be equal on both the sides. So India is only 5-letter. Again, I said 20, 15. So one side, this side you will have 7, and this side you will have 8 blank spaces. 7 this side and 8 this side, blank spaces will be there. Okay.
So like once give the country 20, I just want to see what's the output.
Sorry?
Give the like country 20, replace it with 20 country,
Mhm.
and I want to see what's the difference.
I'm saying equal number of spaces will be left on both the sides, right? So if name India is 5 and 20, 15, so 7 on this, 7 or 8 on this side.
Okay.
So from here, from 4 to n, it is 20 spaces.
Okay, it will be in the middle.
It will be in the middle. That's called center alignment. And
Okay.
this is on the right. Position is on the
Right hand side.
right.
Okay.
It is n from right. Just like you write numbers. Numbers are your right aligned. Okay. So this is how you would do alignment. Okay. Alignment for string. Then for formatting for float and formatting for. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So one more concept for print, and then we will move to next topic. Okay. So next thing is, okay. So now you see this. Whenever I'm doing print, it is printing a new line. Okay. So I said cost price here. Okay. So the entire content is printed here. The next print. So whenever you say print, it is printing in different line. But let's say for
Mm.
some reason, I want both these lines to print it together in same line. Let's say,
The
and I need
first
to
two
use
prints. You're talking about the first two prints.
any two print. I'm talking about last two print. Let's say name of the player, right? I want them to be printed in same line. Okay. Now, see, when you use print, by default, print will print it in different line. Print will print it in a different line. Okay. So you have to do something special. /n, okay, is a command that is used to give new line. Okay.
Yeah,
This
separate.
n. Okay. /n is a command that prints in different line. Okay. Now, if okay, so you know what? Here in this one, there is a what you call unseen. Okay, unseen /n, which we don't see. Okay, here we have something called as unseen /n at the end here. So whenever print, when you finish the print command, okay, at the end /n is added. /n is added. That's why when you print, it goes to next line. Okay, so by default at the end there is a invisible /n. Now, if I want to print these two statements together, what I need to do is I need to delete this invisible /n, isn't it? Because, okay, only if I'm able to delete this invisible /n, the entire thing will be printed in same line. Question is, how do we delete something which is invisible? So we have command called as end, end. Okay, so end indicates that we are getting handle to the last character or end. So I'll say end equal to, and you do whatever you want to do here. Okay, I want to give space. Now when you run it, so you see this. Okay, name of the player Dhoni is the wicket keeper, and see it became a space here. No longer these two are in different line. Okay, whatever you give here, that will be printed here. If you want to give, you can give multiple character. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 cross. And when I run it, you get 9 cross here. Did you see that? So let's say you have content in two different print, but for some reason you want the content to be printed in same line. Okay, you can use end command, and end command will give handle to the end, and you can replace that with anything that you want: dot, slash, space, hyphen, whatever you want. Is it clear? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So one more
Sir,
thing. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
the previous one, what are they called? Like, do they have any name, like any specific name?
Previous one means
That less than 20, like
I
shifting
told
one.
alignment, text alignment,
Alignments, right?
string alignment. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. They're called string alignment. Okay.
Okay.
Now there's one more thing here. Okay. Now by default, okay, when we did left alignment, the other the these are left as blank. But let's say I don't want to leave blank. I want to put dot. So you put dot less than. I want to print here cross. I'll say cross less than. Okay. In this case, what happens is, see, so the blank space, if you don't give anything, the blank spaces will be left blank. But if you give any character here, dot or cross, it means that you want to fill the blank spaces with that particular character. So here it became dot, 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 x, 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 x. So the blank, okay, spaces will be filled with the whatever character you give before colon. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So with that, we will wrap up our print command. Okay. So we are done. And of course, as we go along, we will see other, usage of print, and we will use what we have learned so far.
Okay.
Okay. Now coming back to our data types. What are the 5 basic data types that we have discussed so far? Int,
Plus minus one. Okay. Int, string,
float, string,
Boolean, float,
Boolean, and complex.
complex. Yeah.
Right? So we have seen the complex. Okay, so not much that needs to be done on complex. Okay, now we will start with integer and float. Okay, so what are different operations that you can perform on the integer and float data type? Different operations that are allowed. Okay, so if I have n1 and I say equal to 5, and I say n2 num2 equal to 6. Okay, so see, n1 n2, they're called variables. The reason they are called variables is because they're going to store variable values. So now if you give n1 equal to 5, n1 value will be 5. Now if you change n1 to equal to 8, it will be 8, right? So n1 doesn't have its own value, right? It takes the value that we assign. It's called variable because we can give any value to it, right? So n1 equal to 5, n2 equal to 6. Now I want to perform mathematical. We call as mathematical operators or arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operator. Okay, arithmetic operators. Okay, are mathematical operators. Okay, basically, so arithmetic operators can be performed only on numbers, right? You can't do mathematical operation on string, right? It has to be numbers. Numbers can be your integer or float. So arithmetic operators are allowed on integer and or float. Guys, again, after we drop off, please join back with the same link. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So arithmetic operators. So what are different arithmetic operators that you know of? Tell me.
Plus, minus, divide, all those.
Mhm. What are all those mean?
Percentage and
What is percentage? So plus, yes, plus,
minus,
minus,
division, multiplication,
division,
multiplication.
multiplication. Right. So multiplication is your asterisk. Yeah. So this asterisk performs multiplication in computer world, and these are the four basic
And so
arithmetic,
divide will be like the same, or it will
like this only.
okay.
Okay. So what is 5 by 6? 0.083333. Okay. But yes, we do have more operators. Okay. So plus, minus, division, and multiplication. We have something called as power. 3 square, 4 cube, 5 to the power 6. Now if I have to write, so n1 is 5, right? N2 is 6. So if I have to write 5 to the power 6, I will say double star. Single star will give you multiplication, 5 into 6. Double star will give us power. Okay. So if I have to do 5 to the power 6, I will say 5 star star 6. And when you run it, you see 15625. 15625 is the power that we have given. 5 to the power 6. Right? So this is. Similarly, you have double slash, double division. Double multiplication of power, double division is for integer division. Okay, integer division.
Integer division means I don't get it.
Yes, integer division means the output will be an integer. Output will be a whole number, not a fraction or decimal number. Right? When I say
Okay.
5 by 6, we get 0.8333. But when I say 5 by 6 in a integer division 6, you get only the integer part, that is 0. It is not for what you call round. It is not going to round. Round we have a different function. Okay, round will say if you have 5.51, it will be 1. If you say
Okay.
0.4, it becomes 0. Right? That is called rounding off. This is not rounding off. Double slash is to get what is the integer part. Okay, so 9 by 10, 99 by
Like this ignores
100.
the point after point value.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so after point values will be removed. Okay, so when I run it, so you get 0. Okay, if I say 15 by 6, back the. What do you think answer will be?
Go for uh 2.
Yes, good. Okay, you will get 2. Okay, so this is called integer division. Okay, you get what is the integer part.
Hmm.
Now you have percentage. The percentage is called as remainder. See, n by 2 will give you the whole number. Percentage will give you the remainder. So if I divide 15 by 6, what is the remainder?
15 by 6. It will be 3.
It will be 3, right? So this is going to give us, right? So these are the basic arithmetic operators. Okay, plus, minus, into, division, double multiplication, okay, or power or integer division, and percentage is used for getting the remainder. Okay, no, I think spelling is wrong, right? Is MA remainder. Okay. Okay. So next we will see. Um, okay. So now everything what we did is true even for float. Okay. All these are true for float. So what we'll do is we will instead of 15, okay, we will put 15 points. Let's say I go here and I say 15.2 and say 6.3.
Hmm.
Okay, you see the output.
Hmm.
Any question here?
6.4, 2.0. Okay.
Okay, so see, we are use if you see a double star, okay, sorry, double slash, okay, since we are using decimal values, output is also decimal,
Decimal. That's all.
okay, but since it is going to give us only the integer part, so you are getting, we don't get any decimal value actually. So decimal value is 0. Okay, answer will be 2, but it will be converted to float. So 2 converted to float will be 2.0.
Okay. Like even if like after decimal point, value will be there. It will give 0 only, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this is called arithmetic operators. Now we will see assignment operator. Okay. So assignment operator is assigning values. So we have seen this. This is assignment, equal to is assignment. We are assigning values. This is how you assign value. Okay. Now if I have to say sum equal to n1 plus n2, let's say. Okay. So I would say here sum equal to n1 plus n2. So okay, so you're assigning sum of two values into a third variable called as sum, right?
Okay.
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 Now let's say let's say I want to assign n1 equal to n1 plus n2. Okay, so what is the difference between the line number 11 and line number 12?
Wait a second, sir. I'm writing it now. Yeah. Can you repeat it? What you asked?
So line number 11 and 12, what do you think is the difference?
N and N, like N1 and N2 are assigning to sum. Like that's a different variable.
Yes, that's a different
But
variable.
here
Yes.
and here it's like assigning to the same N1 only. Like the whole output will be N1.
Correct. Okay. So so first value we are changing the value, right? First value itself.
Yeah.
So what pattern says is that in case you are doing the second type of operation, okay, you can even say. So what I was saying is when you are doing n1 equal to n1 plus n2, that means you are changing the existing variable. So you don't have to write it twice. Okay, you don't have to write it twice. You can write only one time n1. How? Okay, so we will say n1 equal to plus n2, right? Okay,
Oh.
and you can change this sign. Okay, sign will not be equal to. Okay, equal to is when you so Python will, if you write equal to, Python will think that you are missing a variable here. So what it says is change the sign. Write the variable only one time. Write the variable only one time. Okay, and change interchange the sign, position of this sign. Okay, so when you say n1 equal to n1 plus n2, you simply say n1 okay plus equal to n2. Okay, now you tell me if I have to write n1 equal to n1 into n2, what will I do?
Same, instead of plus, we can give the
So what will
like
be the answer? You
into
tell me that. Oh,
N1 into equals to N2.
right. Okay, n1 into equal to n2. So this you can do for any of all of those
Operators. Yeah.
operators that we discussed, arithmetic operators. Okay, all the arithmetic operators that we have discussed, those 8 operators, you can use it that that way. Okay, so this is called assignment operator. We are assigning values to it. Next we have what is called as comparison operator. Okay, where we are comparing the values. Okay, so how do we compare? Okay, so comparison means whether they are equal or smaller or bigger, right? That's what comparison means. Comparing, okay, which is bigger, which is smaller, right? So we have less than, equal to, greater than equal to, okay, option. And when you're comparing, okay, the output, the result will be in a Boolean format,
Okay, like true and false.
right? Yes, it will be true or false. Okay, so arithmetic, and we have seen, this is assignment. In assignment, there is no return value, right? There is no return value. There is nothing return. Okay, here output is also same data type. If you say integer plus integer, it will be integer. If you say float plus float, it will be float. Integer plus float will be what?
Float.
Yes. Okay. Integer plus float will be float because we don't want to lose the significance value, right? So that's why, okay, integer plus float will be your float only. Okay. Okay. Now we're talking about comparison operators, right? So we'll say comparison operator. Okay. So here you have less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to. Okay, not equal to, a newer version of PyCharm is doing that. So, these things together without space, you have to do it. Okay, and okay, and to compare, to check if the values are equal or not, we say double equal to. Okay, so let's say I want to compare. Let's say I write again n1 equal to 15 and say n2 equal to 13. Okay, and say print n1 n2. Okay, n1 less than n2. What do you think the output will be? So comparison operator is like asking a question: is n1 less than n2?
False.
Okay, is n1 less than n2?
False.
False, right? And n1 is 15. 15 is not less than 13.
Yeah.
Right? 15 is not less than 13. Okay, since 15 is not less than 13, okay, it will give us false. Okay, now let's say I make n2 also 50. Now you tell me.
Okay. Then also false.
Then also false. Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
because n 15 is not less than 15. 15 is equal to. Okay,
Equal to.
yeah, 15 is not less than 15. Okay, but if you are doing less than equal to, now you tell me. Okay, now it's going to be
Less than
true. Okay, I'm asking less than or equal to,
or equal to. Yeah.
right? Less
No.
than or equal to, then of course it will be true, right? Tell the output of each of these quickly.
First one we did. For the second one, it's false. Third one, it's true. Fourth one, it's also true. Fifth one, it's false.
Yes, good. That's right. Okay. Okay. So next one we're going to talk about is called as logical operators. Okay. Logical operators are used for Boolean values, and output is also Boolean. Okay. So input, okay, the values are Boolean and output is also Boolean. So logical runs on Boolean and output is also Boolean. So N1, let's say, is true. N2 is false. Tell me N1, okay, and, okay, we write and in small letter, okay, and is written in English, A and D, and they are all small letters.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think N1 and N1 is? You guys must have done in discrete mathematics or electronics, digital electronics. Okay.
I think it's true. I don't know.
Yes, it is true. Okay. So,
Okay.
okay, and in the hand notes I've given, the table, we call this truth table. Okay. So here is no, if I say, okay, apple is red in color and orange is yellow in color. Okay, so let's say I say apple is red in color and orange is black in color, let's say. Now, am I right or wrong?
Of course, wrong.
No, I said apple
But
is
for the
red.
first one, you are right.
Hmm.
Uh,
But the question is, am I right or wrong?
um, like both.
No, how can it be both?
For the first one, you are right. For the second one, you are wrong.
It's the same problem.
Okay. For apple, you said red.
No, it is same problem. See, I'm said and. And means
Okay.
it is a single sentence, right? So, in the
Okay.
exam, let's say, if you are planning to write cat or, GMAT, GRE, okay, it's the same question, right? Question number one. So, you cannot say question number one is both right or true or false.
Yeah, true, false, it's true only.
No, forget about true or false. I'm asking, my question is, my statement is, you tell me whether I am right or wrong. Okay, am I lying or I'm not lying? Red is, apples are red in color and oranges are black in color.
Okay, right.
No, I'm
Go
wrong.
with right.
Okay, see, when I say and, then all the condition has to be right to be right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm saying this and that. Okay, that means if you tell me that I'm right, that means oranges are black in color, right? So when you use and, you mean that all the statement has to be correct to be correct.
Okay.
Okay. Now, now let's say I'll say apples are red in color or oranges are black in color. Now, in or,
False.
okay, or means even if one condition is true, I'm correct.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not taking guarantee for all the statements. I'm only taking guarantee for one of the statements. If I say statement or B, statement C or D or E or F, okay. So it is like even if one is true, the entire thing will be true. And if one is false, entire things will be false. Okay. So you have those are and or are called as logical operator. It works on logic. So if I say true and false, I'll get what?
False.
False. Yes. Okay. And if I say N1 or N2,
And then true.
right? You get false and true. Okay. Let me do something. Print 13 greater than 16 and 12 less than 20 or Okay. 8 equal to 9, or 9 not equal to 9, and 7 greater than equal to 9, or 8 less than equal to 10. Tell me, what will be the output of this?
Wait a second, sir.
Yes, you don't run it on computer, you can do it on paper, okay?
Yeah, I'm doing the paper.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Laptop is open.
Yeah. Okay, so here the thing is, when you have and or both, first and takes priority. And is like equal, sometimes we compare it as multiplication, right? So in BODMAS rule, multiplication is done first, right? Then sum. Similarly, if we have both, and will be done first, then or. Okay.
So one thing, like they will be the whole output will one true or false only, or like
Yes, the whole thing is one sentence, right? The whole thing will be either true or false only. You cannot have two or three.
wait. Say, is it false?
Are you correct or wrong?
I
No, it
don't
is true.
know. It's true.
See how it is done. Okay, let's go step by step. So, see, 13 greater than 16, is it true or false?
13 is greater than 16, false.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is
Then
false.
false.
This is also false.
False.
Right?
Yeah, this is also false.
This is also false. This is true.
Yeah.
Now look for and, right? Multiplication. False and true is false, isn't it? Here, false and false is false. Right? Now you have all or. So F for F, F. F for F, F. F for T, T. Right? So you end up getting true. Okay? Yeah. So this is how logical operators work. Now we have something called as bitwise operators, which works on bit. Okay. Now I hope you know how to convert numbers into binary, decimal to binary. You know.
Yeah, I think I know. Like, give me example.
Okay. So what is the binary equivalent of 10? How do you write 10 in binary?
I don't know. Like, give me examples.
Aha. One second. Is there 1 second? Sorry, postman. Okay. So bitwise operator. So we're talking about how to write 10 into bit. Okay. So of course, hand note that I gave, I have given the step. Okay. So how it is done is you keep dividing 10. Okay. Let me do it on Paint. I'll show you. So I said 10, right? So you put 10 here and you keep dividing. Okay.
LCM.
So yes. So okay. So 5, and you put the remainder here in the side. Okay. No, sorry. Remainder is 0, isn't it? Not 1. When divide 10, you get 5, and remainder is 0, right? So you write 10 here. Okay. Now.
Yeah. I got it.
Again, you divide 5 with 2. So 2 2s are 4, and
remainder
1. Again, now you divide 2. So 2 1 2 2 0. And then you read from bottom to top.
Bottom to top, yes.
Right? So 10 is 1010 in binary.
Yeah.
Okay. 10 is 1010 in binary. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can actually convert this binary. I'll tell you directly in our program. Okay. So we have function. Okay. So we have function called as bin. Okay. So if I say print. Okay. So you have print bin, and then if I say 10. So when I say bin of 10, okay, it means I want
1010.
binary of yes. Okay. So 1010, but how do you differentiate 1010 from 1010? Right? So there is a different way to you write binary number. Okay, you represent it in a different way. So we say okay 0b. Okay, so here if I run, you see 0b. 0b. When we don't see anything before a number, it means it is a decimal number, because that's what we use normally, default. Okay, but if you want to use a binary, we say 0b and the number. Okay, so 0, when you see 0b and a number, you know that it's a binary number. Okay, that's a binary number. Okay. Now similarly, you have hexadecimal. Hexadecimal means you are you have 16 digits. See, decimal means we have 9 digits, 0 to 9. Sorry, 10 digits. Okay, you have 10 digits together, make all the numbers. So all the numbers will be made up of these 10 digits only, 0 to 9. When you talk about binary numbers are made up of 2 numbers. Okay, binary numbers are made of 2 numbers. Okay, 0 and 1. And hexadecimal. Okay, hexadecimal numbers are made up of 16 numbers, 16 digits. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are those 16 digits?
Huh?
What are those 16 digits for which we make decimal numbers? Sorry, hexadecimal numbers.
To the power 16, is it?
No. I mean, what are the digits? Right. See, integer we have 0 to 9. Correct. For hexadecimal,
16. 0
yeah,
to 16.
0 to 16 now. But 10 is made up of 1 0, right? So what are those 16 digits? So 16 digits are 0 to 9. Okay, that makes it 10, and then you have A, B, C, D, E, F, 16. So right, so 10, okay, in hexadecimal is A. Okay, after 9 comes A. So 10 in binary is A in hexadecimal. So if you want to print hexadecimal, we can say hexa. So
it's been long, I have done all this.
So we say hexoc. Okay, hexoc will give us 0x. Okay, so binary is represented 0b and hexadecimal is represented as 0x. Okay, and you get 0xa. That is hexadecimal equivalent of letter number 10. Okay. Now similarly, you can have octal number. So these are the 4 types generally we use in mathematics. Binary, of course, decimal we use it. That's the main digits. Then binary, octal, and hexadecimal. Octal is made of 8 numbers, 0 to 7. Okay. So 8 is 1 0 in octal, right? So okay. So if you have to find octal number, you simply say print OCT of say 10. OCT of 10 will be 0 O, octal 0 O. So when you see 0 O, it means it is an octal number, right? Okay, it means it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, how do I convert hexadecimal to octal? I want to compare hexadecimal to octal.
Okay.
How do I convert?
Sorry, I don't know.
So see, octal is used to convert any number into octal systems. Okay, any number that you want to convert it to octal, you have to use OCT only. Okay.
Okay.
So, but how will it know that it is hexadecimal? You write the number in hexa format, right? So, for example, 10 in hexadecimal is what?
It's hexa. It's 0xa.
0xa, right? You write 0xa, it will give us octal form, which is so whatever is inside doesn't matter. It can convert. Okay, int is used to convert into integer format. Okay, if you want to convert octal into integer, you will say int of. Okay, so if I have to convert 0b, I will simply say print int of 0 o 12. You get 10. Since it is integer we don't write 0i or anything like that. Okay, because that's the default number system. There is no need to write 0 or anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, so this is how we can convert integer to binary. Okay, binary to integer. Okay. So if you say int of 0b number, will get converted to integer. Okay. Now there are 3 operators at least. Okay, or we'll see only 2, which are called left shift and right shift. Okay, left shift and right shift works on your bit. Okay, now how do you do left shift and right shift? Okay, so let's do this. Print say 25. Left shift, this is left. Okay, left shift means double less than, and I say 2. Okay, when Python sees double less than, it performs what is called as left shift operator. Okay, it is left shift operator. Okay, it works on binary, so it will convert 25 into binary. Okay, so 25 into binary is what? I can do this, right? I will say print bin of 25. So bin of 25 is what? 11001. Okay, 11001. Okay, left means that means you are pushing the numbers to the left. Okay, left means you are pushing the numbers to the left. How many times? 2 times. when you move a number to the left, what happens? 0 gets added, right? Because numbers are right aligned, right? And when you move numbers to the left, so 10 will become 100, 100 will become 1000, isn't it? A 0 gets added to the end, right? So 0 will get added to the end here. Okay, so when I say 1 left shift 1, 1 0 will get added. When I say right shift 1, sorry, 2 2, one more 0 gets added. So you get 1 1 0 0 1 0 0. Okay, it is int of, okay, 0b 1 1 0 0 1 0 0. Okay, so you see this, you get 100. So we got 100 here. Okay, left shift will convert the number into integer, sorry, binary, and then performs the shift operator, will shift the digits by the given number of spaces. Okay, so see, if you have 500, okay, and if you do an integer, okay, integer decimal number system, if in 500, if you shift left by 1, what happens?
5,000.
Hmm?
It will, like 0 will be added.
So what happens?
5,000.
5,000, right? So when you move 500 to the left by 1, which is 10 here, number gets multiplied by 10. Okay, number gets multiplied by 10.
Okay.
So in binary, if you shift number by one place, it should be multiplied by what, or by which number?
In binary, multiplied by 10 only.
2, man. How will be 10?
Repeat what you said. Repeat what you said.
See, in decimal, when we move a number, okay, to the right by 10, number gets multiplied by 10. 100 becomes 1000, 1000 becomes 10,000.
In decimal. Okay, yeah.
So in binary, okay,
it will
if
be
you
2.
move, it will be multiplied by 2. So if it is 25, it becomes 50. If it is 50, it becomes 100. So by one left shift will multiply. When you say 2 left shift, you're getting multiplied by 2 and by 2. So see, if you're doing 2 left shift in integer, it becomes 10 into 10, which is 100. So here I'm doing move 2. So it is 2 into 2, 4, right? So 25 will become 100. That's how. So every left shift, okay, will multiply the number by 2. Number will get multiplied by 2. Okay. Now, similarly, we have right shift. So when you do right shift, what happens? 500, if you divide by 10, so it gets divided, right? So 500 divided by 10, what happens?
50.
Yes. So number gets divided by 10, right? Becomes, so in binary, what it should happen? Divide by 2, right?
2. Okay.
So when I say 25 greater than 2, what happens? Okay. So this is right shift. Okay, greater than, just like we have left less than left shift, greater than will be right shift. So what happens here? So what do you think the answer will be?
Divided by 10.
Answer. Tell me the one answer.
25 divided by 10. Like it's 2 point something. 2.5.
Why divided by 10? I'm saying operate, left shift, right shift works on bits. This is 25 by 2. Okay. And see, decimal goes away, right? You are removing the decimal. 523 by 10, if you do, the decimal goes away, right? Whether it's 0 or 3. So 25 by 25 right shift 1 will be 25 by 2, which is 12.5 or 12 point whatever is gone.
So can you show this in the
I'll do it.
whiteboard?
Wait, I'll do it.
I'm not understanding.
Okay. So see, you understood left shift, right?
Yeah, I understood left shift.
Correct. So when you understood left shift, the right shift is same thing. Okay. So first try to understand, then I'll show you on whiteboard how it works. Okay. First, let's understand the meaning. Okay, and then I'll show you. Okay. So when you say left shift, you are moving to the left. Value is getting empty, and it is getting replaced by 0. Right? Now, when I say right shift, the values are dropping off. You're losing. Okay. So, for example, you have 11001. This is 25. So now we are moving. Okay, 11001. Okay, you are moving to the right. So you are moving to the right. So this is gone. You have lost this. So what is left is 1100.
1100. Okay.
Right. So there's no decimal here. Okay, because that number is lost. You know, it fell off from the cliff. You can say that. Right. So it is lost. So so it will be 25 by 2, not 12.5. It will be 12.
Okay.
Okay. It will be 12. And then again, if I do right shift, it becomes 12 by 2, which is 6. Right. So 25 right shift 2 will be 6.
6. Okay.
Okay. Now let's run it and see. Third from bottom, you get 6.
6. Okay.
Okay. You get 6. Okay. We have. Okay. So left shift we know, right shift we know, right? Left shift is moving to the left, right shift is moving towards right, and numbers get multiplied by 2 when you do left shift. Numbers get divided by 2 when you do right shift, isn't it? There are two more operators on bit. Okay, we have and or. Same thing, and or. Okay, now when you do and a and a, it is logical. And when you do ampersand is the sign and. Okay, when you see ampersand, it is bitwise and. Okay, it is bitwise and. Similarly, or is your logical or, right? But when you see pipe sign, it is your bitwise or. Okay. Now let's say I want to perform or between number 25 and 35. Okay, so print bin of 25 and print bin of 35. I want to perform bitwise and on 25 and 35. So see, it is 11001, right? So 11001, correct? This is 25. Now 35 is what? So see, 35 is how many letters? 3, 4, 5, 6. This is only 5, right? So 1 should start from here. 1 1, then 000, right? 0 0 0, and then 1. That's how we write numbers. Numbers is always right aligned, correct? And extra places will be on the right. So so to match, okay, we'll put a 0 here, because 0 on the right will not going to impact the value of the number, right? Okay, so this is how we have 25 and 35. The operation is AND. So we perform AND, but on the bits, okay, not on the entire number, but on the bits here. So 25 and 35, okay, you perform AND everywhere. Okay. Okay. So AND, yes, Ojay. Yes. Okay. You have to show me the best way. Okay, so you get and here, right? So 1 and 1 is what? 1 is true. Okay, true is also represented as 1, and false is
1 and
0.
1 is 1.
Right? So what is 1 and 1?
1.
Yes. Okay. So 1 and 1 is 1. So you get 1 here. What is 0 and 1?
0.
0 and 0?
0.
0 and 0?
0 and 1. 0, 0, 1, 0.
The
0.
answer is
0,
1.
0, 0, 0, 1. 1.
Yeah, which is 1. So if you say print 25 and 35, ampersand and, okay, we get 1. Okay, now let's do OR. Okay, so let's say we do OR here. OR is plus, right? Or 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 or 1?
1.
0 or 1?
1.
0, 0?
0. 0.
1, 0?
1. 1, 1, 1.
So we get 111 0 1 1, right? So print int of, okay, 0b 111 0 1 1, right? So which is what? Which is 59, right? So now when we do 25 or 35, you get, okay, 59. You see that?
Mm.
Okay, so 25 35, okay, if you do OR bitwise OR, which is 5 sign,